Hi, it's Jenny. If this is your first time watching, I had total jaw joint replacement and a Lafort one. So I've had both of my jaw joints replaced. So they cut them out, put in custom metal joints with they also put in like a socket on the top. And then the Lafort is they cut your upper palate, rearrange it, and screw it back in. So I have screws here and somewhere in here. I can't feel them. Oh gosh, it is 16 days post-op. I had physical therapy for the first time 2 days ago, and I'm at an 18 opening comfortably, so that would be like an 18. This morning I did it again. I was right after getting up. I measured and I was more like a 15. I could stretch to an 18. But again, that was just getting up in the morning. Things are tighter for me in the morning and just getting going. Stretching and opening as wide as I can open. I was doing a 20. After massage, I was doing a 21. I was at 25 to 28, I think, before surgery. So I was luckier than some who can't hardly open, or who can open just as wide as I am now. But there was a lot more pain and stuff involved. So far, the jaw joints themselves don't hurt. I do get that they call it a first bite phenomenon or whatever, where the first bite or the first drink, because I can't chew. I'm not allowed to chew. I'm on soft diet. Anything you can just swallow and get down, which you can eat almost anything. They want you to get so much protein, which is nearly impossible. I'd be just drinking protein shakes all day, which that gets really boring. But I do have a protein shake in the morning. I use Vega 1, and it's a plant-based, and I enjoy it. It's got probiotics, prebiotics. It's got a lot of good stuff in it besides just the fruits and vegetables and the protein. It doesn't have all the chemicals and stuff. So that's what and my husband has done a great weight loss on that. So we use that. And then I do put fruits and extra spinach and fiber, and I put some other stuff in it, kind of zhuzh it up. So I do have that every morning. But I'll tell you that almost anything can be blended in a blender or in a food processor. So I try to pick higher protein contented meals, or like one time I had, I'm like, oh, chili sounds good. It's beans and meat. So I just blended it up and ate it like that with some cheese melted in it. It was great. It tasted just like it. I've done chicken wild rice soup, and you can actually taste the wild rice flavor, even though it's all blended up. So I also had got because I wasn't up to cooking. I didn't feel like cooking or anything when we first got home. So I just got some shredded up chicken in the deli section or whatever, and put it in the blender with other things, with soups and stuff, to add some extra chicken and protein into the diet. So some things that can be done. I've heard people, experiment with all sorts of stuff. So next week is my 3-week with my doctor. I don't think I'll be chewing anything at that point. I don't think I'm going to be allowed to chew until 6 weeks. I might not be able to use the Lafort until the Therabite until my 6th week. I cannot use that yet. So my physical therapy will be more what my doctor had told me, and a couple things that my physical therapist and I had gone over, which I'll go over here in just a minute. So I'm feeling much better now. I have a little bit more energy. I've driven myself once so far. My husband typically drives around, but because I'm off all medications, I stopped right after I got home. I stopped taking that, and I started myself on, which I don't know if my doctor's going to be too happy when I tell him next week, but I did start myself on a muscle relaxer at night because I felt that I was getting really tight, and that was part of my problem, being able to sleep real well. And since I've been doing that, I've been sleeping very, very well. So I added that in, and then just Tylenol and ibuprofen. There's days that I still, if I'm talking a lot, stretching, because I'm trying to do more stretching, more massaging, and if I'm doing those sort of things and talking a lot, then by the end of the day, I'm pretty tired. So my scars are really hardly noticeable. I'm really happy with how the scars turned out. It goes along here, along my ear, and up. And then these are kind of large, where it's like they're hard and bunched up, where the muscles, I'm assuming, were reattached right in this area, because that's pretty hard in there. And then as far as the tightness, I was having really bad tightness, but I started working on the tightness here, where I would move and you could just see it, the muscle just strain. So I was working on those and just gently going back and forth, right under my scars, and then right over my scars. So sometimes, I don't know if you can see, I would do this. Just nice and gently. He didn't want me doing any scar rolling or scar working on the scars themselves, because the one thing, and I was trained doing massage therapy, so I do know that the scars, they you have the scar tissue underneath, and that all will bunch up, and you don't want it to all adhere and stick together. So I would just, up to this point, just gently, and then what we did in physical therapy is just lightly going around these areas, right at the top, getting my ear to move a little bit, just gently. I had already been doing massaging and moving my scalp around, my temporalis. Another good thing, and I would do my whole head. Another good thing is hair pulling. You just grab a bunch of hair and pull, and that creates some traction. It pulls the skin and everything away from the bone and the muscle. So it just keeps it from getting too stiff in there. So we were working on that and opening, massaging in here, just to loosen things up, to see if we could get a little bit more of an opening. At the end of our session, I was at a 21, which was, the session was just like 5 minutes of massaging. It was not much. It wasn't a real session. It was more of a get to know her, and kind of a plan of attack sort of situation. Her to know my personality and what I'm willing to do, what I'm not willing to do, how I will work with her. So I really like her. I'm really glad that I went to her. and looking forward to actually getting moving and getting opening more. And I've been thinking the last few days of starting to do a little bit of yoga, some stretching, stuff like that. And then, of course, this morning I get up and I see a post from a friend of mine that she's a massage therapist, a fitness instructor, wellness. She's real into wellness and stuff too. So she's starting a YouTube channel where she is doing some of her routines, which will, kind of a little bit of Tai Chi, some yoga, kind of just a mix in what she does, and just, to help people out. So I saw that this morning. I'm like, okay, that was my confirmation. I need to start doing my yoga and stretching, kind of getting back into that space of relaxation and opening everything all up. I think that will help me, as long as I'm not doing too much, because I'm still on a 10-pound lifting, so that means I'm not going to be able to do some movements going down into the plank position and through the vinyasa, where you're actually having to use your body weight. So I'm not going to be able to do any of that, but I can do other some Tai Chi and some other yoga type moves that will help open everything up and kind of get everything moving, which I think will benefit all the way around. So yeah, my right side, especially when I'm tighter or when I get tired, and after my first session, or after the session on Wednesday, I had swelling on my right side, right in this area. I'm still puffy in here, and it typically will droop a little bit, and you guys might be able to tell I don't have as much movement on this side. I mean, it's not paralyzed or anything, but I don't have as much movement, I've noticed. And when after the session, this side was actually higher, a little higher and elevated. And I could tell I had the swelling. So that kind of brought that up. And yeah, most of my swelling or puffiness is in this area behind my sinuses, and I'm sure that's just because of the Le Fort. I'll link my profile, my before and after profile, and I was amazed. I was like, oh my gosh, that really did change. I've noticed my nose has changed. I kind of like my new little nose. I told him that I didn't mind if my nose changed. I didn't mind if anything changed. I wasn't, some people some people go into this for cosmetic reasons. The Le Fort and jaw surgery, maybe not the jaw joint surgery, but the jaw surgery where they advance their jaw. And I think those people have more of a expectation or a vision of what they're going to look like or how they want to look, and if that doesn't come out exactly the change, and that's how it is with a lot of cosmetic surgeries. If they don't turn out exactly how you had envisioned, then they're disappointed. They can get depressed. Some people, I don't know if I've heard that many people that have had this particular surgery with the jaw joint and the fort, if they've had as much of an issue, they may not have like certain things that have happened. Maybe their lips are different, their nose are different, the shape of their face is a little different. Um, and I'm sure that there are some. I don't think it's as much of a complaint because we don't do this out of vanity. We don't do it as a cosmetic procedure. We do it for pain, function. Those we're doing it for a different reason. For me, I'm 50 and my body has gone through some changes over the years. My face has gone through changes. My body's gone through changes. I'm okay with those changes. As you get older, you're not always really happy with how your body is changing or what has happened, or even different portions of periods of your life, you're not happy with it. But I was like, if my nose is different, I didn't really care for my nose anyhow. So my nose is different, that's fine. My jawline is square, and I'm sure some of that is because of this scar tissue. But I have these glands in my throat that about 20 years ago started really protruding, and they got bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger, and those really bothered me as a physical appearance. So I always try to hide them with makeup, and they are now tucked back under my jawline, my chin, how they're supposed to be. Hopefully they will stay that way. I had seen a number of different ENTs about them, and they're like, no, there's nothing we can do. So I'm hopeful that's a physical thing that, I dealt with it for 20 years. I didn't like it, but I dealt with it. And so far they're back up where they're supposed to be, and I'm like happy. So with all this puffiness, it's taken a couple years off my appearance, and I'm happy about that. I was like, cool. Doing very well. Towards the end of the day, I'm still getting tired, but I'm getting a lot better sleep. The pain in the joint is not. There's really not much pain. Sometimes it's more that things are tight. Then the muscles are tight, but sometimes it does. You get a twinge of pain, but it's not. It's not like the pain before, where sometimes I would get shooting pains all the way down. I'd get those all the time. Pain opening. I mean, it doesn't hurt to open my mouth as far as I can. It's just tight. It's you just can't do it. So as far as a lot of that goes, that's going pretty good. I might, when I get into doing more physical therapy, she might be having me do it like every hour, which, it's only maybe a 5-minute routine or so to do that, but doing it constantly throughout the day. So I'm really glad that I did take 6 weeks off of work, because I know myself, and I'm on the computer for 10 to 12 hours sometimes, and I've done it before where I've had to do physical therapy just 3 times a day, and didn't feel like I could actually get that in, or it was difficult to get in, or I'd break it up tiny little bits throughout the day. I couldn't imagine trying to do exercises or do the physical therapy every hour, every other hour. It would be nearly impossible. So I am thankful that I am getting that time to do that. And then after the 6 weeks, obviously, I will continue to have to do physical therapy for a while. I did go to my orthodontist, and he said probably about 6 more months of orthodontic work to fine tune things. So I'm happy about that I will be getting my braces off this year. And what else? I whistled the other day. I think I posted that. I can't whistle today, but I did. So yeah, so that's about the update, and looking forward to in another week. Hopefully, I'll be saying that I'm at 22, 23. I would love to get a little bit more movement and get a little bit more opening with some gentle work. But that's about it. Have a wonderful day. Bye.